If the scale won't move, your belly's always bloated, and you feel like your body is fighting you, this is the video you've been needing. My client Josie spent years working with coaches and doing what every coach told her: eat less, cut carbs, train harder, and still the weight wouldn't budge. She was dealing with chronic constipation, painful periods, chronic fatigue. Her body was screaming for help. But in just 90 days, she's down 6 pounds in inches, eating more food than ever, going to the bathroom every day, sleeping through the night, and finally has the energy to live. In today's video, I'm taking you behind the scenes of Josie's transformation. We're going to be going through how we healed her gut so her body could finally release the weight. I'm Elizabeth Ayler, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. I help women over 30 finally fix what's actually keeping them stuck. This video will show you why healing your gut is the missing link. Thank you so much for joining me today, Josie. Would you take us back to what your health struggles, your daily life looked like before starting this program?
My whole life, I struggled with energy, and I didn't know until January last year that I had celiac disease. And that answered a lot of my questions with energy crashes because I used to go out with my husband to go to a restaurant and eat pasta, and I would fall asleep in the car in the way back home because I was just so exhausted. I didn't have energy for everything. That was my whole life. Even when I was in university, I used to work all day, go to university, and I used to go fall asleep in the bus in the way home because or in the train because I was so exhausted. And my whole life I was like, oh my gosh, how did women go around the world and do all those things and feel this way? So that answered a lot of my questions in terms of, okay, I cut a gluten, and a lot of my energy crashes in terms of eating and feeling exhausted and completely out of energy went away. However, my struggles with constipation, bloating, feeling irritable, all those things were for as long as I can remember, my whole life. And I thought that eliminating gluten would be the answer for everything, right? So I'm like, this is going to change everything. This is going to be the thing that's going to save me. And I eliminated gluten and I worked with a coach before that was in the celiac space. And she put me in this diet, but it was such a restricted diet. I told you I ate broccoli for a whole year, broccoli and chicken. And I was like, oh my God, I seriously cannot see broccoli today. It's just, I was so disgusted by the food because it was just the same thing all the time. So my health journey started, I want to say 2023, when I had my first baby. I lost all the baby weight. Then I have the second baby. I lost all the baby weight. And then 2 years after, I'm like, why I'm gaining weight with no reason. I'm still moving the same way. I'm still eating the same things, blah, blah, blah. So I went to this male coach, which I told you this before. I think there is amazing coaches over there, but this guy didn't know at all what he was doing. He just said, I'm gonna put you in this diet, and in 3 months you're gonna have the body of your dreams. And I'm like, sure. Who doesn't want a body of your dreams in 3 months? Then he put me in a 800 calories diet. It was a shake in the morning, shake in the afternoon, and dinner was chicken and salad. No carbs, no fats, nothing. The first week it was okay. Second week, I was such a horrible person to anyone, to myself and to anyone that was around me. I was just so irritable. I was not feeling good. I was exhausted. I was stressed. I was anxious all the time. I was constantly thinking about food, and I told him, I can't do this. I'm a mom. I have two small children. I work full time. I have a busy life. I can't do this. And no, we just need to push a little bit more. He asked me to do fasting one day, like 24 hours fasting on top of this. And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, seriously, I can't. And it was visible on my strength because I was lifting with him. And then that was days that I couldn't make to six because I was just so exhausted all the time. So that was 3 months. I didn't get any of my results. I lost 1 pound And that was it. Then I gained everything back and way more after that. Passing that 6 months in January, that was August 2023. January 2024, I found out that I had celiac disease. So I cut gluten and I felt much better, but the weight is starts to increase again. Doesn't matter whatever I did, all the supplements that I took, or anything that I was doing for my diet, even though I eliminated all the gluten, the inflammation was huge. I had ovarian cyst problem, which I never had before. Right after that, constant bloating, not feeling myself, irritable, insomnia. Every day at 2 a.m. I would wake up and it would take me 3 to 4 hours to fall asleep. And then I would sleep at 6 a.m. when I actually had to get up and get my stuff ready with my kids for work and school. And it was just not sustainable. No matter what I did, working out with a personal trainer, doing a calorie deficit, everything that I did, and I was eating the calorie deficit that I was before with the other trainer was 1,500 calories as well. But I was eating everything healthy. I told you healthy, organic food, clean. I didn't eat any sugary stuff other than almond butter. I told almond butter, banana, and chocolate on top. That was my treat. That was the only thing that I ate. No pastries, no sweets. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Because I am so careful with my diet. I'm moving my body. I'm doing everything right. And nothing is working. I feel miserable. I don't sleep well. I feel anxious all the time. I have no energy for anything. Seriously, I would finish my dinner and all I could think about is how fast can I get my kids into bed so I can go to bed. Then I would go to bed and I couldn't sleep right away because I was anxious because the things that I didn't do in my life and the things always overthinking of I didn't do this, I want to do this, I don't have energy for this, constantly crying about not having energy and always looking at how can everyone else in the world do this and do life and I can't. What's wrong with me? So when I found you, I was like, okay, there has to be a reason for me to find her in this moment. I'm just gonna trust the process because so much of the struggles that you highlight in your page or with your past clients is something that I was seeing in myself. I throw all my clothes out because I was so frustrated because they couldn't fit me. And I'm like, I have not changed my diet at
Yeah.
all. What's wrong with me? Why I'm gaining all this weight? It was so reaffirming because that week that I had my first call with you, the discovery call, I had a call with my GI doctor as well from the celiac. And then I told her the same concerns that I told you. I have severe constipation,
Yeah.
like horrible. I feel like this is not good. And then she told me to take Restoralax. And I
Yep. The
remember because
parallax.
I had the Restoralax I didn't take, but I had at home because of my daughter. I ran to my pantry and I got this and I asked her, what is the side effects? Like, I don't want to be taking this every day. And she said, oh, there is no side effects. And I'm looking at the bottle and it say warning side effects. And I was like, I don't want to take this. And I turned it off my call and I had already signed up with you, but that just was just the confirmation that she didn't care to tell me, oh, why this is happening. No, it's just, oh, if you're having constipation, it's because you are eating gluten. And I said, that is no way because even I change everything my skincare, my hair products, my pots and pans, everything. I'm like, I'm not ingesting gluten. There is no gluten in my house. Like,
Yeah.
there is no way. And I said, and do you know that also for some patients is not diarrhea the response of eating gluten, it is actually constipation for celiac disease. So that is another side of that. Mine was this side. I always had constipation. And it's just, yeah, just take this. And then when this stops working, I can give you a prescription for something stronger. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I remember sending you a message that day and saying, I'm so glad that I signed up with you because I just had a call with my GI doctor and that's what she suggested me to do. And I'm like, I don't think this is right. Do you know what I mean? Doing this. Just take this for the rest of your life and you will be fine. And it is not the solution. Yeah.
No, because I remember on our discovery call, because you, after our discovery call, you were talking to your husband, doing things because we were going through so much together and I was explaining different things. And you literally thought your body was broken. You had fear of carbs now. You were like, I've tried this, I've tried that. Why can you help me, Elizabeth? And you're down over 6 pounds now and feeling
Yes.
amazing. And we'll go into your diet and everything later. But you literally thought your body was broken. And I was explaining to you, we have to look at the whole body. That being said, how are all of these symptoms, the constipation, the brain fog, the irritability, the bloating, the chronic fatigue, unable to lose weight when you're putting in all this work, how is this affecting your quality of life, especially as a mom?
Oh, I will tell you this, and I told you this many times. I never felt this good, how I feel now, not even in my 20s. I never felt this good. That's the first time in my life that I feel good about myself, about me, healthy, my mental health, how I feel, how I move through life, how I connect to my family, how less anxiety, more present. I never felt this way. So I didn't even know that this was possible for me. It just when I got here, I had such anxiety because I do not want to lose this. Now I know that what it is to live with this energy, I don't want to ever lose this again. So that was impacting my life massively. My relationship with my kids, my relationship with my partner, because I just didn't have the energy to engage. Do you know what I mean? I was exhausted. All my energy was for my full time job. I did it and I was done. I was depleted. I was not myself. My mental health was not good. I was depressed because I can't do this. I cannot do all those things. I cannot be the mom that I want to be for my kids. I can't do all the things. I can't engage with my studies. I swear there was a phase in my life at the university. I used to eat to be able to read, to keep my eyes open, right? So I used to read 400 pages a week for school, but I had to eat constantly. And here there was a phase in my life that I would read a page in a book and I would fall asleep. This way it's gonna take me a whole year to finish a book. That's insane. And since we started to work together, the quality of my life changed completely. Honestly, I never felt this good in my whole life. It's just amazing energy, sleep, how the person I am. I'm more optimistic. I'm not feeling out of myself. Do you know what I mean? I have patience to engage with my kids. I cook now,
I
but I would have to say that I don't like cooking, but I have energy to do, which before I had such anger related to cooking because I didn't have the energy. And now, okay, now I have the energy and it's easy. It's so easy. It was not complicated the way that I thought. It was just so easy, but because I didn't have the bandwidth, I didn't have the energy for it. So definitely my quality of life, there was no quality of life. Is that like zero quality of life? Here is life. That's how it was so transformative for me. And I think for everybody that's around me to see this, I can't say this enough. I never felt this good. Like, I never felt this good in my entire life. And then feeling this way and losing 6 pounds and feeling my best, I made a list of all the things that completely disappear. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's just, yeah, there is no words to explain how worth it is when you trust the process and you're like, okay, I will gift this to myself because I deserve. Because truly, there is nothing more important in this life than your health. If you don't have it, you can be yourself. I didn't know that I was going to feel that good. I just want to feel less tired. And now I have so much energy. Wow, like who am I? like,
know.
what?
And what made you finally decide it was time to do something new though? Because you've done other coaches, you were cutting carbs, cutting fats, doing all the things. So why did you decide to jump in and trust me?
I don't want to say that I hit rock bottom because that wasn't me. Every time that I saw a problem or a challenge in my life, I always went through and I'm going to figure this out. What was for me, it was I think I stopped listening to everybody else around me and saying, go to this person. And I decided to, for once, actually follow my heart. And when I saw you, I trust she has the answer because you work with women, you knew all the biomarkers that like it's happening with us in any age. It was clearly that you also struggle with your own health problems. And what I have been finding in my life is that if the doctor or the professional haven't struggled with it enough, they actually don't know what it is to live with it. My decision was I want to work with someone that knows they struggle, that understands what it is to be there and that had overcome that in order for me to trust. So for me was I am sick and tired of my own excuses of quick fixes. I completely changed my mindset. It's not a 3 months thing in terms of my body recomposition. I feel extraordinary, but my body will change by the consistency of my work and how I'm doing it. And how we do that consistently, it is by addressing the things that is not going right inside your body. And I remember I heard this so many times, and I was always like, oh, this is bullshit because everybody said, sorry, excuse my language, but everybody used to say, oh, craving, it's not a willpower thing. And I'm like, definitely is. Definitely is. It's a willpower thing. I cannot do this. It's not for me. And it's true. The first week that we started to work together, when you told me this is the list, follow this, I had no cravings. I was like, I'm like, my brain wanna trick me. I really wanna eat that chocolate. I'm like, no, but you are not hungry. You don't really wanna. You just used to it. It is so true. Like, it's not a willpower thing. You're not broken. It's just all balancing
The
how you
whole
eat. What? I was like, seriously. I'm like, I made things for my kids, and I felt
yeah.
not, and like chocolate cookies. You know how good it smells, right? It's amazing. The whole house is smelling, and I'm fine. I don't need to even try that. It's not something that I'm like desiring right now. It's not about the limitation. I didn't do it because, oh my gosh, I'm restricting myself. I didn't feel the need. And
Yeah.
it was so natural, so easy. If anyone gets anything about this, this is really easy. It's really easy. You make it so easy. It's so comfortable, and there is no extremes. And the payoff for me is I never felt this way my whole life. So I am in like cloud nine.
Oh,
Like,
I love it. It's only the beginning. It's been 90 days, but with all of the things that you have implemented, these are going to keep building and your health is going to get better and better. Since you were mentioning those wins, I would love for you to share how soon into the program you started seeing the wins and what were those specific wins that we started. Because I remember within the first week, we were starting to go from chronic constipation to Elizabeth, no supplements or nothing added, just diet. I'm going to the bathroom, poop emoji.
that was so funny because it was hilarious actually. I didn't even start any supplements, and then it was just a diet. I just had this list for this week, and then 2 days after I went to the washroom twice. And then became a thing in my house because I'm like, now I go to the washroom because my husband goes to the washroom 15 times a day, right? It's incredible how a
Then,
man does that. And I was like, oh my God, now I go to the washroom. So every time he would like, oh, you went to the washroom. And I'm like, I send you messages because it was incredible. Because honestly, I would be honest about it. I had chronic constipation. I would go to the washroom once a week. Once I
little.
very little, like not feeling complete. It was really uncomfortable, the whole process. And then I start pooping, and I was like, sending you a message, and you're like, you didn't even started a supplement yet. You don't know yet. So that was the first thing. 2 days in, I started to go to the washroom. That first week, I went twice a day, which was such a huge difference. And then after you adjusted my diet for the bed, because one of the coaches that I worked before, she said, you don't know if you're hungry or thirsty. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and you think that you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. Just drink water and go to bed. And you're like, no, doesn't make no sense. If you're hungry, you're hungry. So you told me to eat that portion. And I was like, that changed my life. I started to sleep and I was like so happy because I had the best sleep that I can remember for a long time for this amount of hours. Because when I was in my 20s, I used to come home at midnight from school, from university, and I would wake up at 6 a.m. So, like, was 6 hours sleep. So, I would sleep those 6 hours because I was truly exhausted. My body couldn't take anymore. And now I sleep 8 hours and I don't wake up in the middle of the night. And I feel great when I wake up. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Pooping very fast the first week that we start to work together, sleeping better in the first 2 weeks. That has been consistently, I have been always sleeping amazing the past 2.5 months. It was just very quickly. Cravings went away the first week. It was so transformative very quickly, very quickly.
I remember too. It's our brain.
Oh,
Yeah, tell me.
another thing that I have to tell, I think I told you this. I sent this picture from my friend. So I used to wake up every morning and my face was rounded, puffy. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's happening here? And I'm like, I'm doing drainage and massaging at night and in the morning. And that first week, my face just, and I was like, what? Yeah, so that was true. Very quickly, transformations. 1 week, I checked one picture that I took with my kids, and then the next picture, like, I'm like, did I gain weight in my face? What was happening? It was so transformative, and it was really quick. Yeah, very quick.
And I also remember, I'm going to throw out a few so you can talk
Yeah,
about them too, is the weight loss, the irritability, the
yeah,
starting to doing things for yourself, the
yeah.
mindset shifts. Could you explain a little bit about those big wins?
I think we are so conditioned to, oh, we have to do everything else for everybody else. And I knew this logically. You need
Yeah.
to put yourself higher in the list of priorities, or else you never get there for yourself, right? But I was just like, okay, how can I do this quick? My mindset before was, how can I do this quick with my kids? Like, give them a bath and put them in bed and read stories and do everything and clean the kitchen and do everything. And then have my time. Then when it was this time, I was completely exhausted and I couldn't do anything for myself. And I was angry at myself and very unhappy because I was not prioritizing myself and I was not giving to myself. I think the diet play a huge element on this discussion because when you're eating well, when you're giving your body what needs, and my body start to assimilate those foods and actually digest those things and use that, your mindset also feel more supported. So I was okay, no, here, if after dinner my kids wants to play 15 minutes, that 15 minutes I'm gonna use for go for a walk while they are playing. When I come back, I'm more present because I had my walk. I'm happier because I took care of myself. And then I'm going to do bath time with them. I'm in a great headspace because I give to myself that time as well. And then we're going to go to bed and I'm going to read the book and I will be more present because I already had that time with myself. And what I noticed is that by doing that, which is 15 minutes, is not long, I go up the street and I come back. They are playing with their toys here. They're happy because they're having that time to connect with each other. And then we do bath time. What I noticed, that was huge for me because that gave me more energy for the night. I used to finish with them and I'm like, okay, now I can clean up the kitchen 10 minutes and then I have energy to read a book and take care of myself and enjoy time with my partner and do things together. That was so transformative because I felt, okay, now I know what it is to give to myself. This is the highest expression of love that I can give to my family is taking care of myself. And it was really for me a point of, I'm so grateful that I trusted myself in doing this decision. And I said, enough of my own BS. I really want to see transformation. And I was not even attached to the 90 days. I just want to heal. I want to feel good. It was for me, it was like, okay, whatever. If it was like 90 days, 180 days, it doesn't really matter. I was not attached to the 3 months program or whatever that's going to change your life. I was like, how can I heal myself and feel good? I think that's what you have to come to this conclusion. It's not about the pounds, not about this or that. Of course, I want to lose weight because I told you, like, this bothers me. My clothes doesn't fit me. I don't feel great. But at the same time, it's more about how can I feel good for the first time. I gained so much from this program. I feel a different person. Like that was incredible for me. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah.
No, you're amazing. What were the physical changes that we've seen in our bodies since starting? It could be weight loss, it could be bloating.
Yeah, so weight loss, the first week, I think I lost 1.5 pounds, and then was like after very consistent every week, except for the week of my period that everybody feels bloated, and then it would go up, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And then the next would be down again. I'm, oh, that's what is happening. So I got it. I even stopped to going on the scale on the week of my period because this doesn't really matter. So it was 6 pounds less. Bloating, it's really rare for me to have it now. I feel I do have it when I eat very fast. When I'm stressed about work or about something and I eat very fast, then I feel immediately in my body. Or when I have new foods that I just exaggerate on the thing instead to be careful and it starts slow. That is the only time that it happens, but it's really rare now. Oh, another thing.
Tell
I
me
had
what
horrible PMS symptoms before, which in the first month we worked together, it was the first month that I didn't have breast tenderness. So it was huge for me because I'm like, oh my, I have my period, but I don't have breast tenderness. What is that? Like, what is that? So I was really surprised about that because it was something that it always hurt so much for me and my period, and I had extremely painful periods, and they're gone. They're gone. So that was amazing. I feel a little bit more exhausted. I even told you this. I was able to work out on my periods, which never happened before. That was something that I never happened to me before. So I was really pleased and happy about that. It was just amazing all the little transformations that was happening, but so fast. It's so fast that you almost like forget about it because it was so fast, but then you think about it. And oh, another thing that I was reflecting, I don't know if I ever actually mentioned that to you, but I used to go to the washroom to pee and I had to actually push to pee. It wouldn't come out naturally. I told this to my doctor and she did a urine sample and she's like, maybe you have a UTI, but it came back negative and she's like, I don't know, this is gone. It's gone. I don't even know what was that thing, but it was gone.
I remember we were having a little bit of anxiety because you had to go back to the doctors because you had the cyst prior.
Yeah.
And would you be open to sharing a little bit about what happened through healing our gut and balancing our hormones when we went back for that blood work and testing?
Yeah, January last year, I had January 12th, I went to the doctor with this really painful experience, and then they told me you have a ovarian cyst there. They said you can remove by surgery. Some women, they just this pass out like naturally. And then my doctor said, if you don't want to ever want to have this again, the only option is to go on birth control. I don't want to go on birth control anymore because that was really not great for me. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait because this is going to naturally pass. But I had this bump on the left side and it was painful. And it was there this year. And then we started to work together and it was like 1 month in. And I felt very uncomfortable pain, discomfort, and pain one Sunday. I sent you a message. And then the other day I told you I had to discharge. And I think that thing, it came out. And you're like, okay, go and do ultrasound with your doctor. You better believe it's nothing there anymore. And I was like, that was the thing. So my body was cleaning up and it was amazing. I don't have that bump anymore. I don't feel that discomfort anymore. It was like a whole year there because I did another ultrasound back in August last year and another one in January this year, and it was still there. They keep telling me that's why you're feeling the discomfort. That's because it's there still, and it's not there anymore. So it's
Health
amazing.
wins comes. I
Yes,
love it. I always say, in order to get to the healthy body weight, because so many women, even you, came to me, weight loss, we want
yes,
it. Elizabeth, give it to me. And I was literally explaining, in order to get to the healthy body weight, lean, shredded, we want the abs, we need the healthy body. And that's why I
yes,
was taking you through and explaining to you our liver, our gut, our hormones, everything works in conjunction. When we're doing all these extremes, especially as women over 30, our body gets in the state of chronic stress. Then we get undiagnosed thyroid issues, hormone issues. Our whole goal was, how can we get Josie's body in the healthiest place possible? From there, your body just drops the weight. Everything regulates. Our bodies are smart. They're meant to heal, but we don't put them in a place to heal because we're so focused on fast fixes
Yeah.
and fat loss. But if you get your results doing that, you're going to feel like CRAP, excuse my language, when you get there, if
Yeah.
you have all of these underlying health issues going on and we do these extremes. So I loved when we were going through, and I'm like, don't stress. You feel so amazing right now, and you're stressing about going back to the doctors and getting testing when you know your body, you know something has changed, and it
Yeah.
changed.
It
And you had to
changed.
break, which is huge, babe.
And it was the first person that I worked with that told me, eat the fruit, like eat the carbs, eat the avocado. It was so funny because the first coach that I worked was it everything, fats and carbs was gone. It was just protein and salad. And then the second one, you can have one piece of fruit a day, just a half apple. And I was like, what? I can eat fruit. I love fruit. And then you're like, in the rainbow. And I'm like, my plate was the
You
protein and
look like
fats
a
and like the
buffet
rainbow.
of papaya and hemp seeds, like
And
your
I was like,
meals.
and I'm like, I'm so happy that I'm eating. And that first week was a lot of trusting because I was so afraid of it. I was like, I'm gonna eat all this food and I'm gonna get fat because I didn't eat that much before. I didn't eat that carbs before. I couldn't eat this. If I eat this, I gain weight, right? It was like instantly the next day I was 2 pounds more. I'm like, what? And you just eat the thing and trust it. Like, I'm trusting. And then, but I was so happy because I was eating. And now I have no food anxiety. It's so funny because I always thought about myself, I'm the kind of person that I can eat anything, right? But I then all this work with other people that like, you can't eat this and you can't eat this and you can't eat this. I can't eat this. I'm gonna just live off protein for the rest of my life. And then you're like, no, eat the whole avocado. And I was like, that was so good. Of course, we didn't start with the whole avocado, but we work our way through the end. I was like, that's amazing. And I like, no, I'm losing fat. Like, it's not that I'm gaining the fat. Like, because they're like, no, if you eat the avocado, you're gonna get fat. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
People don't understand because I've done the keto and the carnivore, and carbs actually regulate our cortisol levels. So if the carbs go down too much, then the sleep's going to get worse, the blood sugar is going to get worse, the anxiety is going to get worse, the water retention, all of the thyroid issues. So it's not even about cutting specific nutrients and being dogmatic. It's about looking at the individual, looking at what their body, their gut can actually break down and their sensitivities,
yeah,
healing the gut, expanding the diet, but also balancing everything out. That's why your sleep got better. That's why anxiety went down. Kiwis, I was like, girl, kiwi galore. 2 kiwis a day is better than psyllium husk for going to the bathroom. Why are we going to add in another supplement fiber that's going to irritate you and make you more bloated?
yes. It was so funny because it's exactly what you said. My sleep became so much better because at night, my was like, if I eat carbs at night, I'm gonna gain weight. And then I eat more carbs at night than I eat in the morning, and I feel great. I go to sleep great. I'm losing weight. So it's just so good. It's really about my message is don't wait for you to hit rock bottom because you deserve to feel good now. You don't have to hit rock bottom to actually feel good. And I think most of us, we are so trained to when everything goes down and you cannot see the light anymore, then you ask for help. No, go now because you in 3 months you can be feeling amazing, or even a week. I start to feel great in the same week. So it was really about trusting the process, knowing that I'm working with someone that I have struggled with those things and know exactly what to do to heal and having the experience. And I'm not saying that I would never work with a man, but I trust women because we have different bodies. We just
Yeah.
have different bodies. We have different hormones. Like those bro approach of just push harder and do this and do all the fasting and go in the water, cold water, and do this. I'm stressing myself more. This is not working on my favor. Actually, it's working against me. So no, enough of this. I need someone that actually understands the women's body and can really help me to heal in a way that feels good. You don't also want to go to the process of feeling miserable. That's one of the things that you also said in your page is no extremes. And I don't know if this is true. I'm gonna check it out.
Oh my
But it's
God.
so true. It's no extremes. It's not hard. It's not
Oh
hard. It's just every week you build on something and you see it's not hard.
gosh.
It's
That was literally you just hit my next question, which is what would you tell someone who's in the same place? And that was so powerful.
three things. Don't wait.
Okay.
Don't wait. This is costing you more than you think. The
That's
waiting.
powerful.
Don't wait. Second thing, trust the process. Even when it's hard, it's so easy. It's A, B, C, D. Trust the process. You're gonna get there. Third, you deserve it. You deserve to feel this way because I have been the happiest I ever been in my life. I don't even know what was happiest before because now I actually feel happy and it's just amazing how you feel. And that this price, there is no price for that. There is no price to feeling this good. So don't wait. You deserve this now. And trust the process because it is not hard. It's not hard. When I worked with that was hard because I couldn't eat, I couldn't be myself, I couldn't talk. I was talking to a person that was not understanding what I was saying. I'm saying I can't do that, and instead of the person to listen to what I'm saying, they're like, "Oh, you're just not pushing enough." No, so I'm coming to you for help, and you're telling me that I'm just being a baby. No, I can't because I couldn't, and I didn't say to you once I can't because everything was so easy. Sure, eat more. Yes, for sure. Like eat the rainbow. Yes, I was
What makes you feel confident that this is going to be sustainable for you?
I think first was seeing that it was not the yo-yo, it was not happening, except for the week of my period, that was water retention, was not yo-yo thing. Because before I used to lose 1 pound and then the 1 week after gain 2 pounds. So that yo-yo was not happening anymore. But also, you reminded me constantly throughout our calls that this was a life habit that I was building. And I couldn't go back to the way that I was before because I was trained in the right way to respect and honor my body and giving my body what it needs to heal and to grow and to go to the right direction. That was so reassuring because, okay, I can trust that this is who I am now. I think the best way of thinking that you can go back to it because you feel so good that there is no other decisions that you can make that you want to sabotage what you have done. Do you know what I mean? I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget how I felt before because that is the place that I never want to go back again. So I know that I have to prioritize my macros. I know that I have to give to my body whole foods and healthy foods and support my body in this way. I know that I have to take care of my stress management because this is stressful life. It was wrecking my happiness. So having your support and reminding me that I was building this and that was not something that I would go back to again, that was a huge element of this. I think you want to work with someone that you feel comfortable, but also that can inspire you and reassure to you that there is no going back to where you went. And that's what makes the whole journey so uplifting and easy because you have that person in your corner that can say, I remember telling you, I think I'm gonna get fat. And you're like, how are you gonna get fat eating this? There is no way. And it was so funny because the next week, oh my God, and you said yes. And you're like, oh, that's happening too fast. Let's like,
Like, let's bring the
like, let,
calories up a little bit.
yes, this is happening too fast. We want to do this slowly. And I'm like, yes, let me just trust the process. So it was really amazing to see that those are habits that I will keep for the rest of my life. And it was a huge life change that really completely changed who I am. So amazing. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You've come so far since our day one. My
Yes.
final question is, would you recommend this program to somebody else struggling with weight loss or gut or just in a hard part of their journey right now?
Any woman, honestly, you are absolutely amazing in what you do. You have so much knowledge. You care. I think the most amazing thing that comes out of everybody that talks with you, that you really care. You care, you care. I remember having a freak out because I thought I had ingested gluten. And I sent you a message and I was not expecting it at all because it was the weekend and you replied right back to me because you cared. And you like, I just want you to know that this is not the end of the world. And it wasn't a cross contamination, just I ate too much watermelon. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And I totally recommend, again, don't wait. You deserve to feel this way. The investment in your health is the best thing that you can ever do for yourself. I have no regrets. I only have things to celebrate. I am so happy that I finally trust my gut and said, okay, I'm going to invest in someone that actually knows what she's doing and that has the heart to support me throughout this journey. So don't wait, do it. Those things that you think that's normal or that regular doctors tell that's normal, it's not normal.
No.
Not pooping is not normal. Feeling extreme painful periods is not normal. Feeling uncontrollable cravings, it's not normal. Fearing food, it's not normal. All those things are not normal. So investing yourself and really gifting yourself this amazing support is something that can really change your life. It changed mine completely. I'm a different person. I wish I have done this years earlier. I wish I had known you years earlier. And yes, I'm just so grateful that I trusted my gut. And I feel so many people sometimes say, oh, but this is not for me, or this is not bothering me enough. Don't wait to bother you enough. Like, do you know what I mean? If there is anything that is bothering you now and that you're not feeling great, that's the right moment. Don't wait because you can feel good again. You might feel so good that you cannot even believe because it was me. I was like, oh my God, who is this person? Like, I never felt this way before in my whole life. I remember calling my uncle and I'm like, oh my God, more energy now than when I was 20 years old. And he's like, it's like, I'm glad that you don't live here because you talk a lot. Like, can you imagine now? You're
Oh
talking.
my God.
So, absolutely, invest in yourself, invest in someone that can give you the support and the things that you need, someone that knowledgeable, that you went through the journey, you know what it is, you know what has been this journey for you, and you just know so much and you know how to make things stick. You make people feel comfortable in the journey with you. There is no weird topics that are weird enough for you. Anything. It's just, yeah, it feels so easy to be under your support and your guidance. So, yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
so easy. Honestly, the money can be something for people. I'm gonna say I invested in myself, not that we had the money, but I made that come true. I made that possible because my health is more important and gets to a point that I need to invest on that. I remember you saying, let's get your, like when I told you, like, let's go, let's do this. And you're like, let's get you healing. And I was like, yes, yes. And I was like, this is the point that's going to really change my life. And I just closed my eyes to everything else and I just follow the process. Doesn't matter who is saying this, who is saying that, whatever. I'm going to just trust this process. And I know that's working for me. And it was just collecting every week. It was a win. Every week was something that was working. And like my arms is different, my body composition is different. So it was so many little wins. It was just so amazing. So definitely, yeah.
Seriously, I love you so much. And I'm just so grateful for you hopping on here today and sharing your story because just thank you for opening up and being, I know it's hard to share your story online,
Yes.
but you're going to help so many women because so many women are in this place where they're struggling with all these different types of health issues. And you showed them that as a busy mom, a wife, everything, you did it. You
Yeah.
got your health back and you got it back in a way that you feel amazing and it's sustainable. So I'm just so grateful for you hopping on here today. And I'm so grateful for you putting your trust into me to help you heal, babe. I love you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I love you too. That was really incredible. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough because my life was forever changed by this process and it was amazing, easy, just so good, so transformative, so much fun at the same time because you have a great community as well. Women that is so uplifting and they are just on this journey. So, yeah, everything was Was great. I honestly don't have anything else that I could actually make as suggestions for improvement because for me was just amazing wings all the way. And the most important thing is that I really close my eyes for anything else. And I'm like, this is going to work for me. I know. I trust that this is going to work. I found that. And that's what's going to change and completely change my life in ways that I didn't even expect it. So thank you. I love you.
This transformation is proof that real change is possible. Whether you've been struggling with weight loss, battling low energy and cravings, or feeling stuck in frustration, it's never too late to turn things around. And you can do this too. If you're tired of starting over, frustrated with slow progress, or just ready to feel in control and confident with your health and in your body, our 90-day whole body transformation is here to guide you step by step. This isn't about quick fixes or extreme plans. It's about learning how to fuel your body so cravings don't control you. Building strength and muscle with workouts that you actually enjoy, and addressing the root causes like gut and hormone imbalances so that you can finally see real permanent progress. Click the link in the description so you can learn how you can lose fat and keep it off for good, feel energized and confident in your body, and finally achieve results that last.